All right. The Devil card and the Five of Cups, which, Scorpio, I think we know these cards pretty well. The Devil card is all about what we give power to. Are we addicted to our phone? Are we addicted to attention from a specific person? Are we attached to certain things? Are we attaching our happiness to others? Or I have, in the last month, definitely spent a lot of time thinking about these things. What are my bad behaviors, and what do I allow to control me? Grief, as depicted here, he has 3 lost cups. They're, broken, turned over. And that's all he can see. He's not aware of these brand new, beautiful cups ahead of him in this grief is something, I shouldn't get this personal in these, Scorpio, but as a Scorpio, I feel like my life path and things I've experienced, I know I'm not the only one. And I know a lot of Scorpios that, like me, have experienced similar things. So I feel like I can get personal with you all without you caring too much about me talking about myself. And I'm just giving you information that you could relate to you. I have lost a lot of people in my life, close people. My mom, my grandmothers, friends, a lot of people that died way too young, 8 years old, 51 years old, 23 years old, and I know that we can very easily give our power over to grief. And we can consume ourselves in it and get very caught up, as our, water signs do, and trying to make sense of our emotions and trying to mature emotionally. And it can sometimes be very hard for us to lift up our heads and see what's yet to come. So if you have given your power over to things that have been lost in life, first off, I'm sorry. And my heart's with you because I understand. And seeking beauty, sitting here beside it, we have to seek the beauty even in the hardest moments, in the most difficult times. I have beautiful memories and beautiful experiences and beautiful things that are carried through today that came from these hard times and came from my losses and these things. And if you're experiencing that this month, or you're dealing, I feel like this is more past stuff and still learning to, okay, I can detach from this stuff and move on. Whether this is new or old, it's okay to give yourself time to be here, but don't make it so powerful over you. Don't give your power away to it. Don't let it control you. You have control over the choice, what you see in this world. You have control over what you interact with in this world, and our perception of reality creates our reality. I truly believe that. And last month with The gratitude card in this month, telling us to seek beauty. Again, what is your perspective on the situations? You can choose, do I keep my head low, or can I lift my head and see the beauty that's yet to come? It doesn't mean we forget about this stuff. It's just how much power do we let it have over our lives? Let's pull a strength card for us, a strength of ours that we may need to pull on for the month of October. The World and the Six of Cups. As Scorpios, we know things are seasonal or changeable, and we progress and evolve. And Scorpios have a very good sense. I mean, we are the phoenix that rises, right? We are the death card in tarot. We understand that things have to end for a new thing to begin. We understand the cycles. We're more capable of picking up on the patterns in life, I think. I think that's one of the things that make us who we are, is our simple pattern recognition in life. We see the patterns of people and their emotions and how they interact, and we see the patterns in everyday little things. And so we evolve this view of, yeah, things end and we have to let them, they'll start again. The World card can really encompass that, of this understanding of this totality, this cycle, this, just how amazing all of this works together, and this wholeness that can come from it. And the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. So with this coming out as the challenge, and this as the strength we need to hold on to, I think it's coming back to a place when we were much more innocent, and we could see the world through such a beautiful filter, if you will. Everything was exciting and new and amazing and beautiful, and there was so much to just lift our arms up and be like, wow, this is where we live. Like, this is really cool. I remember as a child learning weird, like, geological information or about our climate or whatever, and thinking, this is so crazy how this all just works, and we're just on this rock floating in space, and no one knows how big it is or why it's here. Of course, unless you're religious, but even still, like, we don't know how all it came to be, and just the magnitude. We don't have a clue. We really don't have any idea. We're such a tiny blip in the spectrum of how amazing it all is. It's amazing that, to me, that I can sit here and talk about cards with a lens pointed at it that can wirelessly consume this information, move it to a computer, put it in a database, and hundreds or thousands or even millions, I mean, it's not going to happen likely, but could see my content within minutes. It's amazing to me. And I think as we age and this stuff grasps onto us, we forget so much of that. I've recently gotten really into earthquakes and learning how that kind of stuff works. And I feel like a little kid learning things I didn't know about how awesome our world is. And I would take these strengths as trying to get back to a childlike view on the world, and a childlike view on how things work, and what This does talk about emotional connections. This is the 5 and this is the 6 of cups. You can see this person has lost cups, but this is like 2 children innocently exchanging their cups, innocently exchanging their emotions and their appreciation or their love for each other kind of thing. So it's a very sweet, kind, innocent energy. And in that energy, you can definitely see the beauty of things. So pull on your strengths of that this month, Scorpio. Let's pull a need to know card. Where'd it go? Oh, it's under the table. Ouch. If you heard my bones cracking, yes, I am that old. No. Close to 40, feel 80. My bones feel 80 anywhere. I snap, crackle, and pop like crazy. Okay. We have the Hanged Man and the Wheel of Fortune. The Hanged Man is a card of surrendering perspective, is how I see him. Something that has happened has stopped progress. It's hung him up. He's upside down. He has to see the world from another perspective. He has no choice but to hang there. He can't get down. But he's not upset and mad and acting crazy. He's actually quite relaxed pose. And he's usually shown with this like, hey, like his brain like is usually amplified in the cards in some way. Like, okay, he's getting it. This force of change in perspective is bringing him knowledge and he's okay with this. So this coming out in the need to know, I strongly recommend if you have the opportunity to surrender your perspective to someone else, something else, if there's an opportunity for you to really get a different view on a situation because someone's offering their opinion or their insight or their knowledge on it, take the opportunity. Take the opportunity to immerse yourself in a different way. Shut up and let someone else's stuff kind of come in. We don't like to do that, Scorpio. Most of us have a very purposeful view on life and we don't necessarily want to hear other people's opinions sometimes, but I'm telling you, it's amazing how much we can learn and how much we can grow when we do surrender sometimes to the right people in the right places and at the right times, when we really give our all into trying to see someone else's perspective and not being annoyed or upset that we have to, and just letting it happen can open so much within us. So if that opportunity comes to you this month, take it and learn from it. And it coming out with the Wheel of Fortune really makes me think it could, there's a million ways to interpret this card. And it's a card that a lot of people don't always agree upon. I personally think all of these cards are personal representation, the way tarot works, and why one reading may work from one reader, but another reader could use all the same cards, but how they talk about them, then it would make sense to you. I'm just sharing my perspective of what this card means to me. And in that moment, 3 days in a row, I may read a card 3 different ways. When it shows up, just as it does for you, if, this Devil card made you think about something very specific immediately, that's what you should be paying attention to. Why did that come to my mind? Why did I associate with that? What does that mean to me? And delve deeper into your own meaning. So whatever comes up instantly for me is what I put out there and talk about, and it'll make sense to some and not to others, but it's just up to you to dig deeper into my perspective on the cards and then what that means to you. But the Wheel of, sorry, that was a really long explanation of this card, but the Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, the show, I think of being in the center and these things rolling around and you don't know what's going to end. You know, these cycles we've talked about, this understanding that we have these patterns and these cycles in our lives, and that sometimes you're on the upside, sometimes you're on the downside, and there's all this in between. It's your perspective from the center looking out. What am I going to pay attention to? And how do I view this situation is what's really important. So through surrendering your perspective, you may be able to grasp more what this means. And go ahead and Google this. Google what Wheel of Fortune Tarot card means. Read definitions from different sites, and you'll notice different sites have different definitions. Some of the like basic things are the same, but allow yourself to learn about that kind of energy and what that may mean to you and how that may be showing up in your life. So you can maybe recognize it when and if it does. And I think it's just maybe something really beautiful is going to happen for you this month. Maybe your fortune will turn, but it coming out with the Hanged Man, I think this is saying that opportunity is going to come, but only if you're willing to surrender your perspective to a view that can see it. Does that make sense? I think that's why it's so important to take these opportunities when they come, because you never know how it could change your life. Let's pull 2 more cards and we'll be done. Let's pull, well, we'll see what comes out. For our suggestion area, I think that's a great place to end the reading. The 9 of Coins and the Knight of Wands. Beautiful. The 9 of Coins. As a suggestion card, this is my fancy lady. Big fancy hat, holding a fancy bird, fountains in the background, and her coins beautifully displayed, right? She is someone who understands putting in work, understands the value of material things, understands how to make herself comfortable. And this isn't necessarily luxury in the common idea of expensive things. This is not about expensive things. This is about things that truly hold worth and the ability to create a space that makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel fancy. Like, I have this and this has real worth to me, and every little thing in my space is mine, and I worked for it, and it's what I love and what I enjoy. Coming back to the Queen up here, being worried about the consumerism. To me, this woman is not frivolous with her money. She understands its worth. So what she does spend money on, it might look luxurious or whatever, but it's more about creating a space of comfort and creating a space that is hers, because she made it that way. So this may be, and I think the garbage truck's outside. I'm very sorry. Okay. So I was going to pause it. I'm like, no, let's just keep going. They're leaving. This coming out in your suggestion area, I believe, and with the Queen coming out where she did and what we spoke about with her, is again just reinforcing you being smart with your money. You being conscious of how you spend, what you spend on, why you spend on certain things, your relationship to that, how it makes you feel, those types of things. And we also have the Knight of Wands coming out for our suggestion. So he always makes me think of a willingness to create, a willingness to connect with his passions, a willingness to just be excited, to have some some fire in him to get involved, be proactive. The Wands cards, they can talk about our passions and the beauties in our life, seeking beauty. And the Knight, of course, he's moving, right? He's on a horse. He's near the battle, if you will. He's out there mixing with people or doing whatever knights do. He is not a stagnant energy. He is something that's like, yes, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be excited about it and I'm going to put effort into it. And this kind of energy also makes me think of charm and charisma and an ability to interact with people in a positive way. So I think these two coming in your suggestion cards are beautiful. So if you get to encompass some of this Knight energy, to get excited about what you're doing in this world, to connect to some of your passions, to seek beauty. I see him as a seeker of beauty. He wants beauty in his space. She wants beauty in her space. They want to feel comfortable there. They want to feel connected to it. They want it to be they want some passion or, I don't know. I see both of these energies like this would be a really fun couple. I see entrepreneurial kind of energies with these two combined. Someone who's very clear on working hard and creating what they want and excited about it and interactive about it and willing to get other people or interact with other people inside of it. So this was a really beautiful reading for us for the month, Scorpio, to come down to us working on a lot of interpersonal stuff, as always. With the Emperor coming in for our mental space, we get in our heads big. And if we're dealing with some of our attachments and our grief stuff, and overall, I just don't want us to pick ourselves apart, you know? This stuff's here. Give yourself a break. Every single person on this planet has attachments and has addictions and gives their power to something or someone else. And they don't have the control over their own happiness that they think they do or should. So you're not alone. We all have it to some extent. It's our perspective on it and how we choose to deal with it and how we choose to allow it to manifest in our life is what matters. So Scorps, just take it easy on yourself this month. Give these opportunities to have some joy and to feel youthful again, feel connected to the world again, seek beauty in your space and allow your perspective to open when given the opportunity, and maybe some amazing things can be seen. Some really beautiful things could be seen.